It's Friday, November 7th, 2025. Lots to talk about today as we wrap up the week. Just an update. A lot of stuff still going on at the house here. Got a bunch of workers here trying to get all these floodlights in, taking care of some minor electrical issues, getting some light fixtures installed. So a lot of stuff going on. And while they're working, want to film a video here, touch base with everybody. Just what I'm reading today and the direction everything is going in. The bottom feeders of this economy have taken the bait. You look at how they have basically trapped people into debt, student loan debt, 27% interest rates on credit cards, depending on the system to feed you, to house you, to feed you. The bottom feeders have no idea what is about to happen to them because the whole system is going to collapse, and it's going to take all these bottom feeders that were promised will take care of you, the system will take care of you, protect you, house you, feed you, and the system just cannot handle it at this point. And these people are going to get absolutely annihilated. I was reading a couple articles today. This one, newswithviews.com. The average American is still gullible. God help us. Dave Daubenmire wrote this article, and I'll just give you a couple of the bullet points here, a couple of the highlights of the article. Our nation is submerged in lies. Truth-telling is a thing of the past. Deception has replaced honesty. I don't think I could have put it any better way than that. Deception has replaced honesty. Just look at what New York City just elected. Think about what is about to happen to that city, the largest city, the financial hub of America, what is about to happen. And people are on TikTok and on social media laughing. They cannot wait. They think that this is going to be fun and games. They have no idea. You're going to see nearly 1 million people leave New York City. And of course, there will be people moving into New York City. But what type of beliefs will the people that move into New York City, what type of beliefs will they have? A lot of times I'll be watching the news, I'll be watching some channel, and people will say, the American people, the American public are not stupid. Really? They're not? They're not that stupid, huh? The average American is very gullible and very stupid. Hate to tell you that. You can just look at the last administration. Unfortunately, look, the guy had dementia. It doesn't matter what you want to believe. The dude was very sick, physically, mentally sick, and the American people voted for him. So I think the American people are very gullible. I think many of the American people are very stupid. That's just an observation, not a judgment. It's just reality. The average American is very gullible, and the American people are voting for more handouts. You have millions of people in this country, 42 million people on food stamps. Yes, millions need the help, but how many millions don't really need the help that are able-bodied? Your churches, your politicians, your media have been lying to you for many, many years, for decades. And as they continue to lie to you and everybody else, the country is rotting away. Powerandmarket.com. Delinquencies mount as the American consumer runs out of money. And just like an engine running out of gas, when the consumer is out of money, everything ceases to a halt. Serious delinquencies, 90 days plus. We look at HELOCs, home equity line of credit, 1.27%, 90 days delinquent. Student loan debt, 14.26%, seriously delinquent. Auto loan debt, 3%. You look at subprime, it's much worse. Credit card debt, 7.05%, 90 plus days delinquent. And this number, all of these numbers are going to absolutely get much, much worse. They are going to absolutely explode. Altmarket.us, America's future, food stamp riots and communism, ? Ask yourself, where is this all leading to? Where is this all going to go? There are a lot of politicians in America, a lot of people that don't care about free markets. They don't care about property rights. They don't care about moral codes, and they don't care about freedom. They want free stuff. They want handouts. And we have a lot of people in this country that want this. And this is going to change the entire landscape of America. These people now, that are getting in very, very powerful places, like this one in New York City. Psychopaths, but they pretend to be humanitarians. They are psychopaths, wolves dressed in sheep's clothing. They're pretending to be something they're not, ladies and gentlemen. And again, stupid people, gullible people, are taking the bait hook, line, and sinker. Think about many of these people want to take from people who have stuff and give it to people who don't have stuff. And to me, that is 110% wrong, evil, sinful. Look, it is not easy to survive right now in this economy, but we continue to really lose capitalism to crony capitalism, and yet they continue to blame capitalism. Blame the culprit. It's crony capitalism, not capitalism. You've allowed corporations, the banks, the bankers to get so big and so powerful, and now everybody's going to pay the price for it, because now capitalism is evil. And it's not capitalism that is evil, it is crony capitalism that is evil. So the answer to this is socialism and communism? I don't think so. You are going to let the genie out of a bottle that you're not going to get back in. And this is so dangerous for the United States of America, because once you allow this to sink in, once socialism has its claws, it turns into communism. Socialism always leads to communism, and then it's over. You're never going to have the freedom that you once did. Your kids will never know. They will never experience the freedom, the life that you had. Very dangerous stuff we're seeing here right now. University of Michigan unveils the biggest pile of propagandist crap ever. Weakest sentiment reading in 45 years while the stock market is at record highs. Something just doesn't make sense here. This, again, just how manipulated the markets really are. Somebody said, well, gold and silver are manipulated. Yeah, they've been manipulated for years, manipulated down. But what's going to happen is you're going to see the manipulation of the metals market go the opposite way. The pendulum is going to swing. Why? Because the bankers, the central banks have bought so much of this stuff, they're not going to let it go down. It's going up. And they can manipulate paper prices for only so long, but they cannot manipulate the physical price, the premiums, and all that. You're going to see this stuff go absolutely haywire. Dow Jones, this is very interesting today too. If you were watching the markets at all, I was watching it on and off today, but Dow Jones was down, I don't know, around 400 points, closes up 74. Down 400, closes up 74. NASDAQ was down 460 points at one point that I was watching it. Could have been more. It closed down only 49 points. What in the world is going on with these massive swings? Gold and silver had a nice day. And if you are thinking about purchasing gold or silver, you can go to my link down below, SD Bullion. In my opinion, one of the best precious metal companies, if not the best precious, it is the best precious metal company, in my opinion. I've been dealing with them for 8 years, purchasing from them for 8 years. If you need some help, give them a call, tell them I sent you, or go to the link down below. There's never been a more important time to be owning real assets like gold and silver. The hedge today, consumer credit jumps more than expected to record high, driven by surge in student loans. We now are looking at consumer credit at $5.077 trillion. Credit card debt, $1.23 trillion. And that's despite having 1.5% in rate cuts since last September. Credit card debt skyrocketing, and you're still paying 24, 25, 27% interest on those credit cards. Mandami says that the government will fix everything. I want everybody to remember that the government took over student loan debt. Look at how big student loan debt has gotten and how it is literally strangling people's financial life at this point. But the government's running it, so I guess it's all better, right? People just have no idea what they are wishing for. Another one, food banks all over the U.S. are being overwhelmed by a tsunami of hungry people. I've been filming hungry people for years, food banks for years. The lines get longer, the people get more desperate, the food's getting more expensive. Millions of Americans are showing up at food banks looking for something to eat. We are now looking at a full-blown food crisis here in America as food prices continue to go up and up and up. And When do we begin to see the shortages? We're going to begin to see shortages again in this country. And it's sad because a lot of people get to these food lines early in the morning, line up, and they're walking away with absolutely nothing. There's just not enough food to go around. Millions of these people were formerly middle-class Americans, and now they're in desperate need of food. I was watching not a video, but I was on Facebook the other day, and I was viewing these pictures and of people, traveling and eating food. People that I've, associates, acquaintances that I've rubbed shoulders with over the years, and it's really, this narcissistic type of personality out there where people are still, with all this going on, this is just how unplugged people are. They're still in their little bubbles. That they don't realize that millions of people are food insecure, millions of people are at food banks. And what do these people do? They still continue to put up what they had for dinner last night. Look at the sushi we had last night. Look at our wine. Look at our champagne. Look at the steak we had last night. You know what? If you can afford to do that, God bless you. Do you really think that this is the time to be posting pictures of what you're eating for dinner when you know millions of people are struggling right now? Millions of people are at food banks and food lines. And these D-bags are still going on social media showing us, the sushi they had last night or the filet mignon. Do we really even care? This narcissistic attitude or personality that people still have, this behavior, this narcissistic behavior that people still have while the economy is collapsing right before everybody's eyes. It's disgusting. It really, really is. Please. If you can afford to do this, enjoy it. God bless you. I'm not telling you not to go out to dinner, not have something. I love good food. I do. But I'm not going to post to all of you what I had for dinner last night, okay? If I cook a steak tonight and it's delicious, I'm not going to post it. It's just ridiculous, this braggadocious behavior that continues here. We don't care what you had for dinner. Here's another one from The Hedge. Visualizing how much gold is left to mine on Earth. Nearly 3/4 of all known gold has already been extracted as new discoveries become rarer and more expensive to mine. As I just said, if you need help getting some gold, some silver, go to my link down below, SD Bullion. Get this stuff because there's just not going to be enough for everybody to have, because you're going to have institutional money pouring into this. The global banks have been backing up the trucks for years, and the people with money have continued to buy this stuff and put it away. Buy this stuff, don't think about it. Hold on to it for 10 years. And I'm not going to guarantee, because I'm not a financial advisor and I don't have a crystal ball. But the stuff I bought back in 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and on is a lot more expensive than when I first bought it. And I would imagine that it's probably going to be more expensive 10 years from now than it is right now. A Twinkie is going to be more expensive than it is right now. A car will be more expensive. All you have to do is just look at the price of everything and then look at what's happening to the US dollar and tell me that you think gold's going to be less. Gold's going to be a lot more because the dollar's going to be worth a lot less. It's going to have a lot less purchasing power. Mandani says he will defend people from other countries that shouldn't be here and their rights to live in New York City. This guy is going to chase out everybody that can get out. And like we were just talking about, who's going to be moving there? People like this. People that have his same beliefs. People who need the system to take care of them. The question is, if all the money leaves, who's going to pay the bills? Who's going to pay the trash? Who's going to pay the light bills? Who's going to pay for the police? If the money leaves, if just some of the money leaves, the city's in big trouble. New York is on its way to Detroit City, maybe worse. And the people out there that says it's never going to happen, can't happen, you're delusional, because you're going to watch it happen. It's starting to happen right now. There will be no money to keep the lights on. And then who are they going to blame? This is going to get very real very fast. The Hill. Marjorie Taylor Greene. U.S. may be headed for recession. Newsflash, Marjorie. U.S. has been in a recession for over 2 years. But I'm glad she's at least using the R word. But we've been in a recession for quite a while. In fact, I've been saying that we are in the beginning stages, early stages of the greatest depression we have ever seen. Daily Mail. 100 million Americans brace for Arctic blast tomorrow as brutal cold and snow sweep across the U.S. Temps are expected to be between 15 to 25 degrees below the average. Make sure that you are stocked up, because who knows? Who knows what could happen? Remember a couple years ago what happened in Texas? Very, very dangerous. A lot of people lost their lives. A lot of people were unprepared for this. And so this, again, just the beginning. Make sure that you're prepared for what's coming next. There's going to be more Arctic blasts. There will be more natural disasters. So make sure that you're getting prepared for this winter if you're living in an area, even in an area that's not used to it. Even here, we're prepared for it. We have extra clothes, we have extra food, extra propane, firewood, all that. We're prepared for it. No matter how cold it gets, we're going to be okay. But you know, it's areas like Texas that thought it could never, you know, they would never see an Arctic blast, and they did. And those people were not prepared. So wherever you live, it doesn't matter. Be prepared for cold, be prepared for heat, be prepared for anything. And I will end with this last one. Actress Angelina Jolie makes unannounced visit to Ukraine and watches her bodyguard get instantly mobilized for the front lines. So basically, she's there, a bunch of press, walking around with multiple bodyguards, and they came, military recruiters came and snatched one of her bodyguards. Why do these Hollywood actors and actresses continue to do stuff like this? We don't care what she thinks. We don't really care what Hollywood thinks, period. But there she is thinking that we all care, and one of her bodyguards gets snatched. Now, has he been released? We don't know. Will she pay to get him released? We don't know. But think about a country that we have given over $200 billion to, a country that is so corrupt. And here's Angelina Jolie walking around, and her bodyguard basically just gets kidnapped off the street. This is unbelievable. But this is what we're supporting. This is what we're giving arms to, money to, support to. I say get out of Ukraine, end this thing right now, walk away, let these countries settle their own differences, get away. I mean, this is a country that won't let people leave. This is a country that kidnaps people off the streets and puts them in a foxhole somewhere waiting to literally be executed. Not a place you'd want to move to. Maybe some people want to move there. You know, they talk about how bad it is here. Ukraine, I'm sure, would love to have you, but make sure that you're ready to jump into a foxhole and defend the country. While Zelensky's flying all over the world, and he comes here with his little, you know, sweatshirt and, you know, begs for more money, while he's living in mansions and his friends are getting rich and all that, and the corruption continues and continues. I'm going to leave it there this evening, this beautiful Friday evening. God bless every one of you. Thanks for tuning in. Please, if you would, leave a comment down below. Like, share, subscribe. Be careful out there. Be preparing. Stay warm. This cold front's coming in this weekend. Monday, it's going to get real cold here. So be prepared for anything, man-made or natural, ladies and gentlemen. God bless. Be safe.